All right, thank you everybody for coming over to our QCC. We are from the VEC Center, or from the Fundamentals Maintenance Skill Team Trainings. We're the trainers over at the VEC Center. Okay, our group is called the Static Charge. A safety commitment with our team got together and made our goals maintenance fundamentals, providing quality experience training to safely enhance the overall performance of our skill team members. Okay, that is our ultimate goal. So first of all, who are we, right? Well, we're skill team members right off the floor, right? Same people that are working on the machines, they picked us out of there, put us over here. So we have the same opinions, same options, and same things we're thinking about as they are when they come to training. And with our team getting together and their feedback, we use that to provide better and better training. So our theme has increased the amount of skill team members completing maintenance fundamental courses. How did we come up with that? Well, we went through our data and we noticed that we had a lot of skill team members not completing their courses. Right? Looking through our data, we had data tracking, something like this. It was a whiteboard and some white data sheets we tracked on. So it was really, really poor. We went through our data, trying to make it better and better. And with that in mind, we looked at our themes, our different options. We wanted to make, well, how's it going to make the work easier? How's it going to solve by itself? And all of these options here we went through. Our best option came out, increase the amount of skill team members completing basic knowledge training. We use that the highest score because we have direct influence on our instructional guide and our course itself. So we can manipulate that and make it better and better every time. So that was our better view account to go with. So our activity plan is, my name is Rudy Mauricio. I am the circle leader for this group. We also have Bob Taylor, provides completion data and also teaches the instruction course. We don't have Jeff right now, he's out, but he was our gathering data and also did our storyboard for us. Then we have Rick Kroll also. He's a log keeper and learning QCC. I say learning QCC, I put it on there on purpose because that was the first time Rick was coming with us, and he asked a lot of questions that kept us focused as to what we were doing. It was really, really good to have him on our team that way. So in step one, we had to clarify the problem. Ultimate goals and enable and engage all skill team members to improve operational availability. And also decrease MTTR, mean time to repair, and increase our MTBF, mean time between failures. So our ideal situation is complete all basic courses in the time allotted for our skilled team members. Our current situation showed us we had 73.2% of our skilled team members who attended the class completing it on time. So now that we gathered our data and got it nice and neat, we had a gap. We showed a gap of 26.8 of skilled team members not completing the assigned courses. So I'm going to pass it over to Bob now and go to the next step.
Thank you, Rudy. Hi, my name is Bob Taylor. So breaking down the problem. Restating our issue here is we had 26% of our skilled team members who were not completing our courses. What our courses consist of is electrical, PLC, pneumatic, and robotics. We collected data on that, and our data showed 43% did not complete electrical, 14% did not complete PLC, 5% didn't complete pneumatics, and 8.4% did not complete our robotics. So you can see our smoking gun, the one that stood out, was definitely electrical here at 43. So we took that course and broke it down into its basic components. We have Module 1, Module 2, and Module 3. But before a student comes over, we have these skill team members go through CBTs, computer-based training. They find that on LMS system, and it's a fundamental courses on each of these courses, but we have them strictly for just electrical that they cover before our class. We bring them over to the VEC, to our classroom, and we start them off. We have Simitech module number 1 here, which is a computer-based program that's self-paced, and it stresses safety, effectiveness, and efficiency. After they complete that after they complete the module, we bring them over and do a hands-on test. All this takes about 2 days. After they pass the hands-on, then we bring them into Module 2 on the Simitech. When they complete that, we do a hands-on, which takes about a day, and Module 3, Simitech, which also has a hands-on after that. So what we're finding is, this is a 4-day course here, and team members were getting hung up on this Module 1. They were not completing. So if they don't complete and pass the hands-on, we have them recycle. And what was happening is they run out of time and they're stuck on Module 1. So we give an incomplete for not completing. We then fill out a form, what we call TCE, which is a training course evaluation sheet, and we give that to the group leaders so the group leaders know where they're weak in. So when they go back to the floor, they can get some OGT and try to get learned up on those issues. So to restate our problem here, 34% of skilled team members were not completing Module 1. So we did a Chigambutsu. Here's our Simitech with a student working on our computer base. Here's our hands-on trainer that we test on. Now, as you probably noticed, these components are the same ones that they find on the floor. So they get familiar with them, and they understand the operations of them and break it down. So number 3, setting our target. Decreasing the number of skilled team members non-completing to 0 by April 2018 was our goal. So currently we have 34%. We want to set a target of 0. So this is the point I'd hand off to Jeff, but he's not here. So let's go to step number 4, analyzing the root cause. So what we're looking here is 34% not completing the hands-on. We asked the question, why? Skilled team members uncompleted Module 1 in the allotted time because they were taking more than 4 days. Well, why? A large amount of time is being spent on Module 1. They were getting hung up. Why? Too much time used to pass the hands-on. They were getting caught up on that hands-on and it was tripping them up. So, another why. During the testing, struggling to find solutions of those problems. So our root cause that we were finding is skilled team members not getting enough time allotted to them to get through these courses here. So we used the 4M method to break it down even further. We looked at the material, the hands-on trailing. We have no issues. We have skilled team members that are using it with no problems. We looked at the machine. Our Simitech software program has been working very successfully. It's very robust. We looked at our method. We didn't see any issues on method, and we looked at man. Our instructors, the same instructors teach other class. We also have good completions on those other courses. So we looked at the skills of our skilled team members. We utilized our NOCT scoring system for the students, and we found that in electrical, 51% here at TMTX. The industrial average is 82%. So there's a pretty good gap here, and that's one of the big reasons we exist, is to get those skill sets up. The other item here is we could definitely see that the skill team members just needed more time, was the big hitter here. I'm going to pass it to Rick and let him continue on.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that. All right, we wanted to develop some countermeasures to address the situation that we figured were the problems. So what we did is we set up the QCC, countermeasure selection matrix, and went ahead and we assigned all of. We decided these are the things we wanted to use to look at to see if this could solve a problem. Set these up in here, checking the risk on each and every step along the way here. What we ended up with is we had 2 pretty heavy hitters out of all of these. We wanted to go ahead and address those. We went ahead and took the high score here, which, by the way, that means it's the worst situation or the best situation as a countermeasure. We went ahead and established a countermeasure which would increase the allotted time to complete Module 1. Actually, all 3 modules. We set this up, increased it from 4 to 7 days. Set this up, tracked it from January through March. Now, we went back to our matrix after we established this and said, you know, this is a pretty high score right here too. Let's look at a countermeasure on that. So while we were rolling this out and tracking it, Bob and I sat down and brainstormed, and we came up with another countermeasure to implement a basic training course. The initial one, we increased it like this, where we increased it from 4 to 7 days, excuse me. Bob is the one that's doing reporting, and he is the instructor. He's informing the instructor and the group leaders. We did this as a group, all of the instructors together. And we consulted back and forth with one another, suggesting this could be better, we should do that, we shouldn't do that. What we ended up with this first countermeasure is we increased to an 88.6% completion rate. We were making progress. But like I said, we were working on another countermeasure. We developed another training board, and we designed and built it for basic component training and meter usage. Same components used on the floor. Meter is issued in each and every shop in the plant, so we know everybody's getting the same training. we put this into action, started tracking this April through June. Same results, same tracking people, same information. But during the tracking period on this, from April through June, we had 18 completions and 0 failures. We finally found the source, or the solution. Some people were stuck, we're working together trying to get this stuff straightened out. If you'll remember, we set our goal. We initially were 34% failure. We were shooting for 0. At this point, we were at 7% completion. So, this is nothing more than all of our tracking throughout the year. Oh, by the way, when I first started this QCC, I didn't have a clue how to design and build one of these bar charts like this. And these guys taught me how to do this. Thank you very much. I've used this over and over since I learned how to do it. Anyway, 2016, we had no data to work with. 2017, we had a little bit, and that's where we started looking at this and set up our situation. We had 57.4%, as we talked about. After we established our 7 days from the 4 days, tracked it from January through March, we had the 88.6% completion. We added our other countermeasure of the 4 hours of basic component usage and meter usage, component knowledge and computer and meter usage. And we went to 100% at the time we were tracking that, followed it and tracked it throughout the rest of 2018. We ended up with a 93% completion rate for electrical. It was way, way improved. You remember back in the beginning, we had a gap. This is over all of the classes, not just electrical, all of them. We had a gap of 26.8. Since we did our QCC, found these issues and addressed them, we have cut that down, that gap, to 4.7%. Definitely the way we want to be going. So, going into 2019, our gap is 4.7. Our goal is to get that gap down to as close to 0 as we possibly can within the next 12 months. If you notice, we put a nice graphic on here, lots of color. This is super maintenance dude. You will not be able to. The resemblance is amazing. You look just like Rudy, my team leader, who's going to take his thing and close it out for you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Rick. So now we've completed our steps 1 through 7. Our final step is step 8. We're going to standardize this whole process. So we broke out our JKK, included the 7-day process into it, and also included the 4-hour component and meter usage to it now. So now it becomes permanently part of our course from now on. Anybody teaching the class has to go through this one, right? We use these same formats. In reviewing future plans, we also looked at our TCE, our training course evaluation. If you remember, Bob mentioned this earlier when we were going through the classes. Well, we issue this sheet out, TCE, to every student that comes through any of our classes. It shows the line breakdown of the courses you go through, and it gives them an actual score of where they stand when they learn this process. It also gives them an evaluation result for them. So we'll use this to provide feedback back to his own group leader and their AM so they can see where the standing is of this skilled team member is. If there's a weak area, we'll identify it, let them know where it needs to be worked on, so he can go back to the shop and use OJT, on-the-job training, and improve his skill in that area. In our level assessment, you can see we have our technical capability plotted out and our circle dynamics plotted out. We started out, we were the white circle here in Zone D. Okay? After completing our QCC, right now we're at the crossover point between Charlie and Delta. All right? We still have a ways to go, but we learned quite a bit. We have a lot more information behind us, and we're going to be improving more and more as we go through this. As instructors over at the BEC Center for maintenance, instructors, we all have this in common, all of us here believe that we have to set high standards for our skilled team members, and we will not settle for anything less. We really want the best for our people. And reflection also, every one of us has their own reflection. My personal reflection is, during this time, we learned a lot about people, how they learn, and our instruction, how it goes out, how it proceeds across to them, and how they can interact with it, right? So again, to improve our best and get it better and better for our team members, we use that feedback. We all get together every time. Every Friday we get together and we evaluate everything we do.
Thank you. So I came from paint shop. In paint shop, I did 4 QCs and a Jishikin. But the thing that was different from this was those were about equipment and processes, how to make tech time faster, how to use less solvents. This was about building people. And this was extremely gratifying for me because it affected people and increased their skill set to become better people, which I found was really worthwhile. And the other also was working with these guys, building a trainer that we could get the PowerPoints together, to get the instructor guides together was something really new for me to make sure it conveyed the information that we needed. So that was really gratifying and also good learning points.
Yeah, as far as reflection, man, as far as formal QCC is concerned, I am definitely the least experienced member of this qualified team. And, I mean, we had a few, let's say, serious discussions over some of this stuff. Like, why are you doing that? Anyway, to go with this formal system, I mean, as far as figuring out what a problem is, what to do with it, how to create countermeasures and track them. Man, this is definitely going to enhance my ability for future problem solving in these types of situations. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Rick. So this is again, thank you for coming over. We appreciate you coming over, and also if you have any questions, this is the time we'll address them too. Thank you.